all settings.
We're going pro. We're going.
Mission control. We are ready for liftoff. Yeah, man. Oh shit! I wasn't expecting that.
What?
That sucks. The fucking keys.
Yeah. Well, I've heard worse.
The fucking jazz keys. Nah, that just doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna. That's enough of that. I thought there was gonna be like a hard.
Oh, I
beat.
mean, you gotta remember
Wait.
It says it's royalty free.
There was another Jamaican song.
It's.
I really got addicted to Jamaican music after the trip.
Back on track. Yeah, I actually like the Jamaican sound. I mean, I listen to D&B, and actually there's a subset of D&B music, or just in general reggae. It's called raga, R-A-G-G-A.
That's better.
Raga. I don't know if you have to
That's more
roll the
happy
R
vibe.
or not.
Raga.
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 And that's
Ragaton.
it's got
I wonder if
not
reggaeton.
not reggaeton.
I know it's different, but I wonder if because there is sort of a similar din like.
Well, there's two.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
like how
Like,
the
I
music
think
is, they kind of classify the genres now. They break genres into like subgenres, into subgenres, into subgenres. So like you had reggae music, right, which had a certain sound. So it had the vocals, right, of the Jamaican vocals and the sound. But then they had like reggaeton, which is like, okay, we have that sound, but the vocals are now, they're like more Latin vocals.
Yeah.
More
spicy.
Yeah, but they use that sound. And then there's raga, which is like kind of like a
it's
drum and
crazy,
bass type of sound with just
I listened
vocals.
to a Bob interview and he was talking about something similar, where it's like Jamaican music is and then ska's like it's a little. He was like saying like he was really breaking down all the different genres into their beat forms, and like reggaeton was like dun, dun, dun.
Well,
and then
yeah, I mean that makes sense because I mean
what
basically
else?
it's kind of like
salsa, like it's like it was beat time too. It was like
BPMs, baby, BPMs.
like three. I don't know the exact measure of
I thought you were an artist though. I thought you knew this stuff. I thought artists
like
supposed to know this
3/4
stuff.
time and the swing time and the. I don't pay attention. I just like
You
by
don't-
ear.
oh, you don't-
by ear.
you don't-
know
you
what I'm
don't pay
saying?
attention
I'm like,
to,
I'm
music basics.
I'm a savant
good.
when it comes to that. Like I don't need to look at it. I just feel it.
So if I drop like a bunch of like pins on the floor, you'll know how many pins I dropped on the floor. Push pins, like just by because
I'll know
you're that good.
The note. Oh, I was just watching this YouTube channel that makes notes out of everyday things and like adjust their pitch. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's actually
forget,
something I've been doing for electronic, because I know that you don't really like electronic music. Like I like it.
I love electronic music.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
I play electronic music in my car sometimes. You're like, oh, this is not as good as like I don't know, like a DJ could just do whatever, and like it's not the same.
Well, I love the music, but I don't.
You don't think it's
appreciate the talent of on stage performance of that type of music. That's
okay,
different.
well, that's the difference between a shitty on stage performer and a good on stage performer. And realistically, what you're talking about is electronic music in its rawest form. When I used to play,
all the DJs that you're talking about, they don't make it on the spot. I know some YouTubers that make the beats like with their mouths and then sample it. Take other samples from like things people say on the spot.
Yeah, they could do it live,
that.
but they can always do it. Dude, there's a ton of so for everybody out there, there's a ton of different artists that do that. Rozelle, the beatboxers do that. They cut in sounds. I mean, you're just listening to surface layer shit. So when you listen to surface layer, like whatever I've been throwing out there in the mix,
even
or
what
the
you've
club
said,
you go to,
even the artists that you've said, like those are artists that are just DJs that just spin the track.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, when I went to go see Andy C at Christmas time, it was a Thanksgiving night. I went to go see Andy C. he literally has a layover track, and he cuts the track. He's got this thing called a double drop, and he actually
Double D.
yeah, he does a double drop, and you can see when he does it because he actually drops his hand down the one time, and he does it a second time when it comes down, because he cuts in his own tracks digitally, and he spins vinyl from 3 decks. So he's cutting in music from one angle, and he's got 3 other vinyl decks that he has, like tracks you've never heard of, that he's actually cutting in to make new sounds. He's actually making new sounds as he plays. Now that's one artist that does that, and then there's another band called Pendulum.
But it's just cutting in vinyl, like how, like you just.
Dude, you can make music. Do you know this guys? Oh, I want to send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Let me see if I can find it. This is literally guys who make music by scratching, like the scratch artist. Do you know there's an actual thing called a scratch artist? They basically take a record, throw a beat back, and they actually take the whole. They reconstitute the sound based on the pitches, on the scratches, and how long it's scratched for, how fast they pull back the record, how slow, the weight of their finger against the record. It all makes a different sound. And the thing about electronic music is, like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes some people don't have the greatest stage presence. There's some guys who are really awesome stage presence. Sometimes their production company does the crazy light show too behind you. So it all really depends. But when I was making electronic music, and we're talking like back in like 99, 2000, where shit was rough. Like you had to run it through like a whole MIDI system and channel, and then import the sound and pull the frequency back. And you had to do all this kind of crazy shit. Mm-hmm. And I made sounds with my mouth. I was like, and I would just mess with the entire audio form. I would mess with the whole audio form, and I would just
I'd love to see that.
What?
Do you have any of that recorded?
Yeah, like on a CD somewhere.
Dude, I was like
CDs.
Ever since I left a band in college, I started doing looping. Like that was I love looping because it's like you can be a one-man band.
Yes,
and that's what I do appreciate about those solo artists is like sometimes they can get creative and there's like no limit.
Dude, you've heard of Moby, right? I mean, he's older now, but you've heard of Moby, right? Have you heard of Moby, the artist Moby?
I don't know.
Okay, he's created some of the best soundtracks of the last 15, 20, outside of, I think, what's his name, Danny Elfman or whatever. Outside of him, he is like responsible for a ton of different soundtracks, and his music is so diverse. You wouldn't even realize that some of it is actually sounds like dance music, and then some of it sounds like symphony. Like you'd think that the guy who had like an orchestra behind him with the rain coming down, and like it's just like every track is so diverse. And I've seen him play. He's got a song called The Fastest Song Ever Recorded. Now, I don't know if it's still the fastest song. Maybe like 16 years ago it was the fastest song. But it was actually the fastest song ever